So one of the things I want to do with this channel is I want to tell stories. I want to talk about my photography, my experiences, because I've been at this for 20 years now. I have been very lucky and I've done some cool shit over the years. Some of the best advice and some of the best mentoring that I've received in the past has been from hearing about other photographers' experiences, not necessarily, you know, a technique on here's where you put the light or here's where you do this. It is, you know, just talking about photography, talking about the experiences. Because I get so much value out of that, that's something that I try to do with, you know, the people that I've worked with over the years and I have either mentored or have taught. I want to tell some stories, and I kind of want to kick this off with talking about the story as to how I got probably one of my most well-known photographs. It's not a commercial shot, it's not an advertising shot. I didn't even get paid for it, and I didn't even wake up that morning knowing that I was going to get that shot. And I'm talking about the photo of this guy. This photo is of Vermin Supreme. So now if you don't know who Vermin Supreme is, the very quick bio is he is a political satirist that is based in the Northeast. His form of political satire is he runs for president as this character, Vermin Supreme. Wears a boot on his head, a kook, but in I think an entertaining way. So back in December of 2017, I owned a photography studio in Concord, New Hampshire. And one of the things that Concord is known for is it is kind of the first of the nation where any presidential candidates will come through, meet with people, kick off their campaigns. 2016 election comes and goes. We all know what happens. And after that, Hillary Clinton wrote a book. In that book, she talks about a lot of things, but at some point she mentions Vermin Supreme in there. He doesn't take too kindly to what she had to say about him. So when she was doing her book tour at the beginning of December in 2017, she was stopping in Concord, New Hampshire at the bookstore pretty much directly across the street from my studio. He decides to protest. There's a whole rigmarole about him having a pony out there. I get to the studio that morning. And as I park, I'm walking up the front steps, I see a ton of activity going on. And I realize what's going on, and I can see him down the street. He's not in his full garb yet, but he's getting ready. So I have a bit of time that morning. I can't miss out on this. So I go outside and I ask him, I say, hey, I'm a photographer. My studio is literally right here. I don't know if you'll have time to come up there, but if you're open to me coming out here to take a portrait of you, if you have 2 minutes, I'd love to get a shot of you. He was super kind. Absolutely. I'm going to be really busy. It's about to get crazy because the news was there. A bunch of media was there because Clinton was there. He was protesting. It was a media circus out there. So I run into my studio. I get my Canon 5D Mark III, I believe my 17-40 lens, and one light. I grab an Alien Bees B800 with a 1 foot by 4 foot strip box. I take 5 minutes to get that stuff together. I run back outside, and he is now in his full get up with the boot and like his coat. So I kind of see where he's walking, and what I do is as I walk past, I kind of give him a glance like, hey, I'll be down here. He kind of like, as he's talking to people, gives me a nod. So I go down to like a corner and I'm on the sidewalk. I set up my light and I kind of just wait for the right moment. He's making his way towards me. I'm kind of, I'm crossing my fingers that I'll get a chance to get close enough to him with my light. So I've got my light set up. I've got it, a little bit above my head. The strip box I've set up vertical, tilted downwards. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. It's cloudy. I just want to get him over to the light, get him to throw a couple of poses. I'll see what I can get. It was already an absolute circus. So He gets closer, I move my light closer. He gets closer, I move my light closer, and we finally make eye contact. And he gives me a little, like a 1 sec. And he's talking to people. You know, there's reporters, you know, they've got their phones out there. They're trying to chat with him. He gives me a look, a nod, like a now kind of thing. And as he does, he kind of takes 3 steps over, turns. I kneel down a little bit to get a little bit lower than him. He stands by the light and gives me this pose. I get 3 shots off. Boom, boom, boom. This is number 2. That's it. That's all I get. By the time the 3rd shot popped off, and you know, I'm using an older battery pack on this. The recycle time is slow. So by the time like I try taking shot 4, my flash isn't going off. That's fine. The local news has grabbed him to pull him over to talk to him, and we go our separate ways. Take my camera, I run back inside, dump the memory card, and it's pretty clear which one works. This is shot number 2, so I spend probably the next 20 to 30 minutes doing a quick edit on it, a quick color grade, and I very quickly got it to a point where I'm like, this is it. This is how I like this. I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. And then I posted it to my Instagram and I posted it to Reddit. And that's when it went absolutely nuts. It blew up on the front page of Reddit. It was showing up in a couple of like news articles. I posted it to my Instagram. Now, I don't have a big following, but it had thousands of likes at the time and was getting like reposted and sent everywhere. It blew up on the internet that day. The local news reached out to me because they wanted to use it. So it was just one of those things that it was a shot that I was inspired in the moment to get, and people really engaged with it. And it felt good. It felt good to have something that I shot be seen by that many people. And it's funny because I've done work that's been seen all over the world. You know, especially in like the commercial world. You know, when I was a product photographer at Hasbro, literally photos that I took of products that went onto the packaging went on toys that went around the world. So it wasn't weird for me to have stuff out in the world, but something about this was a little bit different because it was so out of nowhere. It was so, you know, again, not commissioned, never got paid for it. But I didn't care because I shot a fun, like epic looking portrait of this guy, which most images make him look like an absolute kook, which he is. That's a bit of the character. This one, you know, almost makes him look regal and epic in a way. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. I think there's a part of me that is really glad that I took that chance to just go ask. Because, you know, as a lot of what I like to do, you know, I like to shoot street portraits. And even today, I still struggle with going up to people and asking them, oh, hey, you seem really interesting. Can I take your portrait? But something about this, I was in the right headspace, no hesitation, just ran out there, asked, and I'm so glad that I did. And I think this image has had a bit more of a change on me than I expected. Like, I can look at some of my portrait work before this, and I can look at some of my portrait work after this, and almost kind of see a bit of a shift where like it wasn't one that changed everything, but I was starting on a trajectory of working on my style of portraiture. And then I got this shot, and this was a huge leap forward. And I've continued to kind of build off of that a little bit. Am I expecting you to hear the story and then go out and get your own pictures? No, I'm not expecting it to change anyone's life. But hearing stories like this is just a good way to, you know, like, I had that motivation. You know, I took that opportunity. I don't know if there's a lesson in any of this, but it's to just go for it. You know, if you've got an idea, if you've got an opportunity, take it. Do your absolute best to just jump on whatever opportunity. Because if I had looked out there and be like, oh, no, I don't want to bother him, I would have got this. Now, I've not made any financial gain, but I love this. I fucking love this shot. It's never going to get old to me. And it's literally of a guy that has a boot on his head. It's a bit weird, but this is going to go down as probably one of the best photos I've ever taken. So that's the story. I hope if you took anything from this, it's just to, if you have an opportunity, if you see an opportunity, take it. Don't be scared to. I'm usually the person that's scared to jump on something, but this time I didn't, and I'm so glad that I didn't. I hope I want to get into more stories like this in the future. I want to talk more about how I got certain shots, maybe a little bit more into the technical side of things. But I just wanted to tell this story because I've had some people ask me before, so I figured this is a great place to tell that story. If you're into photography and you like hearing about these kinds of moments or these types of stories, I hope you got something out of it. And that's that. So I will see you guys in the next one.